Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. Actually, I should put this over here. I'm going to just hang it up or something. I'm going to do something with this thing. Oh, my. All right, there we go. And we're working our way backwards through the alphabet. We're in the letter K, the beginning of the letter K, actually. Just amazing people whose names begin with K-A, like Kalliwoda. Now, Kalliwoda, who lived from, let me see when he lived from, 1801 to 1866, was a Czech composer. I've talked about him quite a bit recently. I mean, I've done some videos and things. He wrote 7 symphonies. He was very, very characterful. He sounds distinctively Czech. He was a major symphonist in his day, in the middle of the 19th century. I mean, Schumann's First Symphony owes a lot to Kalliwoda. Yes, indeedy. And so do a bunch of other people. But the bottom line is he was just a very good composer who wrote lots and lots of music. Chamber music, orchestral music. Mostly, he didn't write big, grandiose pieces. I mean, his chamber music was, string quartets are delicious. 3 fabulous string quartets. But most of the time, he wrote like concertinos and overtures and things like that. And I've enjoyed just about everything I've heard. So I have some Overflow. We've done enough Kalliwoda in the past few years. I mean, he's really been one of the major discoveries of the past few years. But to have a little bit of Overflow. So let's talk about this. Virtuoso oboe concertos of the Romantic period with Burkhard Gletzner, the excellent oboist, and the Berlin Symphony Orchestra under Klaus-Peter Flor, who's the fine conductor. So what have we got here? We've got the Kalliwoda Concertino for oboe, opus 110. He wrote hundreds of pieces. He wrote a lot of music. And this concertino is it's about 16 minutes long, which is as long as any oboe concerto has any right to be, because the tone of the oboe is fatiguing in large quantities, and it tires out the lips of the player too, because they got to, they make a double reed, and then you like squish down on it like this, and you have to blow through it like. Strauss always said that oboists were terribly nervous people because of the pressure that builds up as they're trying to blow through that tiny little aperture to make a sound. But anyway, the concertino for oboe is just delightful. Then we've got Wilhelm Bernhard Molich, who was another composer who pops up now and again. His concertino is also for oboe and orchestra. Then we have Antonio Pasculi, Concerto sopra motivi dell'opera La Favorita di Donizetti. Well, we know what that's from, isn't it? Yeah, that's a good idea. Take like a decent opera that has good tunes and make a concerto out of the tunes. And he did. The Allegro Velocissimo is the finale, and it's 1 minute and 8 seconds long. So it's, you get the idea. Then we've got Amilcare Ponchielli. Yes, Ponchielli, he of La Gioconda. You know La Gioconda, it has the Dance of the Hours, and it has its big aria, Sweet Cidio, which is marked vibrato in the strings, in case you're curious. He wrote a Capriccio for oboe and orchestra, reconstructed from the original fragment by Wolfgang Hohenze. So we have no idea how much of that's really by Ponchielli, but, well, it's all lovely stuff. And it's on Capriccio, and it's oodles and oodles of fun. So there's that. Then we've got Kalliwoda's, 2nd and 4th symphonies, and his concert overture number 17 in F minor, with Die Kölner Akademie under Michael Alexander Willens. These are okay performances. I can imagine better. They're on CPO, and they're not as good as the disc that has Symphonies 5 and 7 and the concert overture in A minor, which is like stunning, amazing, proto-Sibelian sort of thing. But it's beautiful. And the works are lovely. The period instrument thing is a little bit, they got better, these people, as time went on, I think. Anyway, so there it is. And then we had, let's see. Oh, look at this. Concertos and orchestral works on MD&G. That was on CPO, by the way. We have overture number 12 And he wrote, I think, 24 or 20 some odd concert overtures, a whole bunch of them. The introduction and variations for clarinet and orchestra, the introduction and rondo for horn and orchestra, and the Symphony Number 3, which is a very strange and unusual work. If I'm not mistaken, Symphony Number 3 is the one where he had his daughter poke out a random 12-note, random tune on the piano, and then he made a symphony around it, and it turned out to be like this 12-tone thing. It's kind of interesting. I could be wrong, but that's one of them. I think it's this one. I could go back and read the notes, but, well, who cares, because you should hear it anyway. The performances are by the Hamburg Symphony under Johannes Moses. And they're very, very fine. So that's that one. And then this delightful disc that has Symphonies 5 and 6 with the Hofkapelle Stuttgart under our old friend Frieder Bernius, who for once is not doing like early choral music. And he's a pretty good conductor of this stuff, actually. They're vital performances. They're fun, not quite as exciting as the ones on CPO, at least a 5. 6, I don't think there's another recording of. I think this is it. This is on Orfeo. And he was just a solid, interesting composer who had good ideas and nice orchestration. And he's a find. He's a discovery. Never should have lapsed into obscurity. So that's a bit of Kalliwoda, some Kalliwoda overflow. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.